Welcome to the Team Engagement Podcast, where leaders of teams share their insights. We discuss 6 questions in 9 minutes because leaders know how to be concise. Let's get started with today's guest. Our first question. In a few sentences, tell us who you are and what you do.
Hey, Sean. My name is Melissa Borza. I am an author and a speaker, and I've been leading product, marketing, and strategy teams for the last 2 decades. Currently, I am heading up marketing and strategy for Axis Group. Axis is a data and analytics consulting company with our headquarters in Berkeley Heights, New Jersey. Axis is the analytics enablement company. We specialize on helping our customers with analytics, operations, and enablement. So we want to make them successful in those areas. In my spare time, I mentor other women looking to get into tech, and I advocate for diversity and increasing girls in STEM and getting more women in technology fields.
Fantastic. That's a great endeavor. Question number 2. What's the best thing about working with a team?
Okay, so you have to ask a Libra this, and there's never one answer to what's the best. So I'll start with collaboration. And for me, I am a borderline extrovert, and I get my energy from other people. So working in teams, collaborating, bouncing ideas off of each other is always a really energizing process. I also find something about collaboration that ideas not only grow and improve, but there's this compounding and amplification process that really no idea that comes into a team ever leaves it without having been improved, usually from multiple perspectives. So collaboration, I guess, is the best, but I do have those other perspectives tied to that.
Those are great comments, and I certainly agree with them. So, question number 3, I hear from other leaders of teams that it can be a challenge to get team members engaged. Tell me your thoughts.
So I think that can happen. And really for me, when I've seen it happen, it's come down to a breakdown in communications. When there's poor engagement, it's because team members don't feel connected. And it's often they're not connected from mission and vision perspective. They don't understand the purpose of the team or what's in it for them or the value they're expected to bring to the team. So from my perspective, it's kind of that existential, why does this team exist? And what purpose do I serve on this team? And if they don't see that or feel that or understand that, then they're not going to be engaged. On the other hand, if they do have that perspective and they do understand the value of the team and the work the team is supposed to be producing or driving towards, then it'll be a great experience for them and they will be more engaged.
Great comments. I really like that. That vision and that alignment with the vision is so critical. I really appreciate you bringing that up. Question number 4, what other piece of advice do you have for leaders of teams?
So, like I said, have a vision, create a charter and a focus for your team. But also you need to create a sense of urgency. So you need that vision, but you also need to create some momentum and make sure that what individuals are doing is actually connecting to a bigger picture. You need to make sure that along the way, you're giving feedback and supporting the team and not just, being a figurehead. Another aspect that I think sometimes leaders get lost in or forget about as they get into the nitty gritty of work is appreciation, right? Often just sharing gratitude for effort, even if the outcomes aren't there yet, is really helpful in kind of driving momentum and helping folks be successful. So, from my experience, I would share with other team leaders that if you can create a clear purpose, a vision, help your team to feel appreciated and valued, they're going to outperform other teams that aren't getting that same level of support from their leaders.
Great information, great suggestions, because those are things that you're right are often overlooked, shouldn't be, but we do. We forget to say thanks. We forget to help people feel that the effort alone was worth it. So thank you for sharing that. Question number 5, what other successful leaders of teams would you like to recognize that have had a positive influence in your life?
So I have been super lucky to work with some amazing folks in the last 2 decades of my career. Most recently at the company I'm at, Access Group now, the president of our company is, very empathetic and kind and a tremendous leader. In past roles, I have worked with a visionary, Greg Clancy. He's based in Sydney, Australia, just an amazing leader, very just visionary and innovative. It's wonderful to have worked with him. Some great women I've collaborated with on some Girls in STEM and Women in Tech projects. The founder of Long Island Women in Tech, Stefana Muller, a tremendous leader and really a visionary for what she wanted to create with that group of Long Island Women in Tech. So they are some wonderful folks that I've had a chance to learn from.
They certainly sound like great folks. So thank you for recognizing them. Last question, tell us about your first job.
So as a teenager, I will say I've had all the best jobs on the planet. So I was a lifeguard at my town pool. I worked at a local movie theater with all the perks of free popcorn and free movies. And I worked in food service, but my very first job, I think, kind of set me up for understanding business and really learning from the ground up kind of what it takes. And that was as a paper girl or a newspaper carrier, if you will. I delivered newspapers. At 12 years old, I was running a business. I had a product. I had deadlines. I had, I had customers. I had customer support. If their paper got there in not the best shape, I'd hear about it. I was responsible for on-time delivery, for billing, for collections. And I had to grow my base, right? Every month I was asked to increase the number of customers that I had in my route. I'm not sure if 12-year-olds get that anymore, if they even deliver newspapers, but it was a tremendous learning experience. And I think it set me up for a lot of, my entrepreneurial drive and things that I've gone after since.
We share that in common. I also was a paper carrier at the same age, so I know exactly what you're talking about. And there's some great lessons in such what we might think is a simple task. But I also think you're right that we may not see that as much anymore because the newspapers are on the decline, and I don't even know if they let kids that young do it anymore. So, well, Melissa, thank you so much for being on the podcast today. How can people find you?
Hey, Sean, they can direct mail me or send me a note on LinkedIn, Melissa Borza. I currently work at Access Group. So I think that's the best way to find me.
Very good. This is Sean Richards with the Team Engagement Podcast, where leaders of teams share their insights. For more ideas, go to teamengagementpodcast.com and you can download an engagement booster tip sheet. Again, that's teamengagementpodcast.com. Thanks for joining us. Have a great day.